Hey, what's up? I'm Nayomi.
My name is Aaron.
We're Heard It Now, and today we're going to be reacting to Psychodrama by Dave.
I just want to throw a quick shout out to Sam and a few of the other subscribers that are from the UK. There's more than one comment recommending Dave. We're pretty new to Dave. I mean, we don't know too much about him, so we're just going to push play on the first song, Psycho.
So, where should we start?
The setup, it seems like, is that he's going to start like some kind of confessional.
I feel like he's in therapy.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like at a therapy session, right?
Exactly, that's what I mean. I don't mean like a religious confessional.
Oh, okay.
I just mean I mean he's like about to confess like all the things he's going through.
Like
right?
he's in therapy.
Yeah.
Fuck that, I don't want to be saved. I was born to be wild, I don't want to be tamed. Talent's in my blood and I don't want to be vain, but if...
It's kind of funny how I was talking about a confessional, and I said I didn't mean it in a religious context, but right there he's talking about hearing a voice in his praying, but nowadays he doesn't even want to be saved. That was funny.
Bro, I shed so many tears on a pillow. I used to tell my teachers that nobody gets it. I don't know Clark, but I know that I'm a kiddo, because my mommy...
The instrumental behind Dave is really intriguing. Sounds like an alarm at a distance, and these trap drums like coming in really rapidly. At the same time, there's some kind of like bass like whooping in and out.
It's getting really deep.
Yeah.
Like, really deep. I kind of feel like, what else is he going to talk about at this point? Because he's like saying it all, man.
My bros are blacksmiths like Jaden and Willow, man, there's weapons over here. We're repping over here. I'm from the south side.
My bros are blacksmiths like Jaden and Willow.
I just want to take a pretty woman for a test drive.
Oh, I like
If I
that.
bring her to my room and I press, I guarantee she's gonna see the force like an ex-wife.
That beat change up right there was unexpected and absolutely killed.
And he picked up his speed a little bit, like the way he's flowing.
He changed up the rhythm of his flow. It was unexpected and transitioned smoothly. That was really good.
If it's me and a pouch and my doggy shorty, you're seeing 2 stars in the party. Happy for a second, then I'm sad again.
That was funny. It was all hyped, and then he was like, oh, now I'm sad again.
Yeah, Dave, I can relate. Whew.
Held my mother's hand through the agony. Hey, you ever fall asleep because you don't want to be awake? In a way, you're tired of the reality you face. If you...
Woo! That was something. It made me get a little emotional there. That was sad. I don't know. It made me, I guess I can relate, you know? I don't know, that was sad. I really enjoyed that song, though. It was really good. Really good. Probably one of my favorites of the year.
Dave killed it. It's like, no, now I know what Sam and some of those commenters were talking about, you know? This is really, really good. I love rappers with actual lyrical ability, and this is it. Like, I'm already sold. It's one of those things to where it's like, I've given him my trust now. Like, it was so well executed, I can't imagine the other tracks are going to be slacking. So, I'm excited just to move on to the next one, man.
Let me collect my tears.
Up next, Streatham.
So it's like a reverse monk chant?
Demonic chants.
It's demonic because it's reversed. Yeah, once you reverse something, obviously you open up the doors to the demonic world.
I mean, I feel the spirits.
I'm in Leicester, skipping my lectures. We used to ride round all reckless, stolen pets, that's just...
Is Leicester or Leicester, are they known for skipping lectures? Or is he just giving them a bad rap? Let us know in the comments because we don't know where we're from.
The thing's been barking. If you see him at a drink up parking, do it like Jordan, run up and sparking. My G's been on badness way before they...
The backwards vocals went away and the beat is way more aggressive now. Bass is banging at the same time the drums are hitting, and it's really impactful.
The Audi switching for a Benz when you're trying to make it out the ends. Friends of enemies are enemies, and enemies of enemies are friends.
Friends of enemies and our friends, that whole little wordplay there. Wow. Can't repeat it, but I got it and I understood it and I feel it and I'm with it.
Dave once again switched his flow. And it's not like he represented that in the first verse. He just brought it out of nowhere. I like that. I love that, actually.
Send a message, putting in effort, but I don't need a meeting you like when a chef would eat at his restaurant.
This looks like it was written and produced by Dave and Nana Rogues. I mean, that's pretty impressive. This was also produced by Dave? Wow. That song was pretty killer.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, lyrically potent, and the beat was more than intriguing. There's a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of little sounds that when you go back to it, you can unpack. Like just in the background, it almost sounded like equivalent to like a shooting star.
It's really impressive the way that he does these like little change ups throughout the song, and like you almost don't even catch it, and then as you're listening to it, you're like, whoa, okay, like you get it, you know, like as it's happening. It's really impressive.
2 tracks in, that's a pretty good way to describe the whole album. So far, it's impressive. Alright guys, the next track is Black.
Black is evident, it's working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, cause you need to do double what they do so you can level them.
His message right now is basically saying, even though you might be twice as good as somebody, you have to work twice as hard just to get on the same level. I think this song is starting off great because it's just no bullshit right up the front. It's like, alright, let's go for it, man.
Yeah, he comes in with punches, and like he's not afraid to speak his mind and just like give his opinion on his whatever he's talking about. He's really not afraid to say it.
Then just African American, our heritage been severed. You never got to experiment with family trees. Could they teach you about famine and greed?
That was a deep line. Wow. Especially when he said, you never got to experiment with family trees. That line just hit me.
The sweet in the news. And if he's white, you give him a chance, he's ill and confused. If he's black, he's probably armed, you see him and shoot. Look.
Wow. And if he's white, you give him a chance, he's ill and confused. If he's black, he's probably armed, you see him and shoot. Wow. Body cam footage, cell phone cameras are basically showing that to be true. And there's a lot of people who are unarmed or don't have anything close to resembling a weapon, and they get shot up because of the color of their skin.
Black is growing up around your family and making it. They're being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it.
Wow.
Damn. Okay, this guy...
He's deep, man. Yeah. Like this song is like he's getting deeper and deeper, and that the first song I was like, how is he gonna get any deeper? Like, what else does he have to say? But holy shit, he has so much to say.
Black is growing up around your family and making it, then being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it. But black is being jealous, you'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Woo! That set of bars right there was incredible. Crabs in a bucket syndrome, you know? Like, you see a crab escaping and you want to pull it back down because, you know, you yourself are doomed. Whenever you do hear someone make it from a poor neighborhood, it doesn't really matter the race. I mean, Mexicans have to go through this too, or white people if they're broke. I mean, when you make it and you become rich, you literally are supporting the family. You're getting hit up from, like, cousins of cousins, you know, all of a sudden. So I get it, man. You can't even live where you grew up in because you're targeted all of a sudden. It's insane.
Amazing it. Black is like the sweetest fucking flavor, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it.
Dude.
Dave had a killer closing line. You basically killed this track. I don't really know if there's too much more to say from any of our interruptions in there. I think this is probably one of our most paused songs, and I don't know how much is going to make in the edit. I mean, genuinely, we paused it so much because the bars are that deep. It doesn't only sound genuine, it's technically brilliant and just so well articulated. I would call this song an accomplishment.
Up next, Purple Heart.
I got you singing like a rock star. McCartney, she interstellar like Jupiter.
He really stretched the rhyme on Jupiter. So this is definitely Dave going for the romance. This is his smooth talking. It's coming off a lot more awkward than his other songs lyrically, in my opinion. It's not coming off as nowhere near as technically smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. The instrumentation's very light.
I'm enjoying the background singing too a little bit. Like it's making it soft.
It's a very mellow listen.
It's a good word, mellow, because I feel mellowed the fuck out.
Yeah, this is like fucking light some candles and get in a bathtub, you know?
On some different flow, acting like you didn't know a nigga soul. Gary Coleman, I got them different strokes.
Yes, Gary Coleman, different strokes. I love that reference. I don't know how old he is. I'm assuming he's younger than me. I used to watch reruns of that shit on Nick at Night. I'm just wondering how the hell he knows about different strokes, man. That was awesome. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Dave?
Got a purple heart. You think my work is art and I think you're a work of art.
That line, you think my work is art and I think you're a work of art. He said it a few times now. I don't know, that line in particular just comes off as a little cheesy just because it sounds like a pickup line. It sounds like a pickup line he's literally throwing out there like after the show to a groupie, dude. I think you're a work of art.
He probably has used that line on a couple girls.
Yeah.
probably what made it a song.
I guess it's important that you have someone you can trust.
The song was okay. I like the song. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, I would agree. It wasn't one of my favorites either. It was just kind of sappy to me. It was almost like overly romantic. So it's just not exactly my cup of tea on the lyrical side of things. The instrumentation was really good though. I actually really liked the music he was rapping over. It was super mellow and something I can literally imagine putting on if I'm trying to de-stress, but not really something I would ever go back to on your average day.
Up next, Location, and it's featuring Burna Boy.
Is that sax right now? Saxophone coming in? Oh man, looks like the smoothness continues.
This year about vacation, flight catching, train taking. Soon as my nigga off probation.
That's funny. As soon as he's off probation, he's gonna go on vacation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just the second he's off probation.
Another 5 years.
Darkest grey, the shade I'm in. 49 more if your babes wants in.
Hold on, he said previously they wished he was on a Ray J thing, like vacation, like Kim Kardashian. Is that what he's talking about?
Playboy, I don't need a carty. I'm captain, I lead the army. Bad ratio, I leave the party.
Playboy, I don't need the Cardi.
Tsunami, girl from India, sweetest nani. Head so good now, speak Gujarati. You pardon me, I'm laughing.
Head so good, now I speak Gujarati. That's some good ass head. Got him speaking in tongues. Yo, that's a religious experience, dude.
Vex. If you send me the location, then I'll be right there. To make her come check you, my babe.
Are those some violins right there that just kicked in?
Is that what you're hearing?
I'm pretty sure that's violins.
Oh shit. Yeah, the beat definitely changed, that's for sure.
I'm so fly, I'm flying in the rocket right now.
You know, I'm getting some kind of like tropical vacation vibes. Like that's where they want to go.
They changed the beat up for Burna Boy completely. Mm-hmm. Like his feature comes in and it's just a whole different vibe.
Oh wait, Burna Boy, and then this boy's burning. Sorry, just had to point that out.
Then I'll be right there. To make her come check you, my babe. No time, no.
I was really digging that there at the end.
I dug the tropical vibes. It was fun to listen to. Other than that, I'd probably dock this as my least favorite so far.
What?
Maybe the track before it actually probably be my least favorite, but this would probably follow that.
But I'm gonna add this to my favorites because I would listen to it again and add it to my playlist.
Oh. Next track is Disaster featuring J Hus or Hoos. I already like the production on this. The keys are coming in freaking crazy. So bassy and they have a little bit of reverb on it. Just a right amount of reverb. I'm also hearing a crackling record as the bass is hitting. So I don't know if this is a sample or if they just added that electronically. Just
to make like an old sound.
Right.
My love while I'm winking at you. I'm thinking out loud so you know I'm always thinking about you. Same time I don't think I'm too irrational.
I'm already loving this song. I think J Hus or Hus's feature was pretty dope. He didn't exactly do anything lyrically potent. It was just smooth as all hell, dude.
It was really good. It was, like you said, really, really smooth. And it just like flowed really well with the music and everything that they had going on in the background. It was really good song so far.
Yeah, and I paused it seconds in earlier, so I already know I'm jamming out to the instrumentation. Props to the producer on this one.
So, got people wanna chat, keep it to yourself. People wanna talk, flossing in the gossips, how you end up in a war. I got no.
It's pretty cool how they're trading bars back and forth like that. Not a lot of artists do it nowadays, but I personally dig it. How they're talking about how, oh, a year ago you were doing this, a year ago you're doing that. It almost feels like two buddies reminiscing with each other. It's cool.
I swear I'm a father for them, man. Bring something larger for them, man. Disaster for them, man.
I really liked the way that they were flowing there at the end.
Just the whole back and forth thing was pretty electric. Great chemistry together. So it was a good track.
Up next, Screwface Capital.
I made a link with the Russians, 6-figure discussions, dinners in public, my outstanding payments, swift like Taylor.
Okay. First of all, he's coming out of the gates with some trigger words here, okay?
I'm gonna watch list or something.
First he said he made a link with the Russians. It's already the first trigger word. And then he go on to make a Taylor Swift reference. Now you really done it.
It's got tension. One eye on my ops, two eyes on my friends, cause at least my ops man knows their intentions. I turn a loss to a lesson.
That was really cool. It's like almost like the song was ending and he was like still going with like the flow, you know? But then the music came back in.
Yeah, that was dope. One eye on my ops, two eyes on my friends, because at least my ops, man, I know their intentions, meaning, you know, your enemies, you know what they're trying to do, you know what they're plotting. Your friends, the people you actually enlist trust in, that's the scary part, because you trust them. You know, and they can take advantage of you. You're leaving yourself vulnerable, and that's how that line was super killer.
Dad was around, still a child when I turned man of the house. Tell me what you know about a bag full of bills and your mum crying out saying, son, I can't take it.
You get a little glimpse into Dave's past. Pretty much his mom, she's stressing probably financially more than anything. And it's putting him in a situation to where even as a kid, he had that mentality of like, dude, if I don't make it, not only do I not survive, but now I have the pressure of like, my mom needs to survive. As a kid, there's a better chance of me becoming successful than my own mom who's older and kind of stuck. And that's a crazy thought to go through a kid's mind.
Really, it sucks to have to witness your parents struggling.
Yes.
A lot of us have been there. Damn, man. Dave, second time you make me like emotional on your album, homie. The fuck's up?
I got a girl from the Screwface Capital.
I like that. I really enjoyed that beat change up right there. Let's see where we're going.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the band Air, but this sounds like the group Air. That really chilled electronic music that had a sense of sensuality to it.
Dude, what the fuck? This is my favorite song of the year so far.
That song was pretty killer. I like the way that it ended there because it mixed a few different genres on the electronic side of things. Like it had the horns of dubstep, along with the pacing of dance electronic music, like EDM. This track was really musical. It combined a lot of different genres, and of course, Dave killed it lyrically on this one. This was, again, another strong performance. I can't say anything bad about this track or this album so far, really.
Yeah. Up next, Environment.
He has to be with 20 man when he wears jewellery, and you see it as gangster, I see it as insecurity. Where I'm from.
Dave's saying that you're insecure if you're wearing a bunch of chains and flashing jewelry, but you have to have 20 dudes around you. It's pretty hard, man. I don't know if it's saying that he walks around with no security, because that's a dumb move too, Dave.
Nobody wants to see somebody make it out. It ain't about who came around, but more about who stayed around.
What I said earlier about the crabs in the bucket syndrome, and I'm sure as a rapper who's made it like he has, that's probably a complex that he has to deal with all the time, is the place that he grew up in. People look at him as both a hero because he made it, but at the same exact time, he's a target because he made it.
People trying to ruin me, where most would see a problem, I'm seeing an opportunity to drop a freestyle and kill them niggas that were booing me.
Man, this guy's flexing mad lyricism at the same exact time, telling everybody who hated him, fuck off. You know what I mean? In the most lyrically potent way possible. The rhymes were folding. It was just so technical. It was really well written.
Left, your fans are switching up on you, and they don't know how tough it gets. Reading through your old comments, trying to feel some love again, I see karma.
Wow.
He's basically describing the pressures of fame. Like maybe it's getting to him a little bit. Because fame is a double-edged sword. Where on one hand, you get more exposed and people are loving you and telling how great you are. But opposed to that is obviously everybody telling how much they hate you. And what sucks is all of a sudden when it's all said and done, you're literally going to be left with everybody forgetting you anyways. Or at least not loving you in the same way that they did. You're no longer the talk of the town. And how do you go on with life knowing that you've basically lived the highlight of your life? And for them, it's to such extremes that it it makes them depressed.
Considering you know you're obviously becoming famous, so to speak, but you still deal with a lot of issues on a human level.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah, that song was killer. It was lyrically potent. This track, unlike the other tracks, he didn't really switch up his flow, but it was okay. It was definitely more about conveying a message. Next track is Lesley, and is featuring Ruel or Roll. Not sure how to say this person's name.
You'll let us know.
Yeah, apologies. This is an 11-minute track.
Lesley ended up on that same train. I'm talking every day. I used to wake up around 7 or 8 to catch.
Okay, so we're about to listen to his whole life story about him and Lesley from like the moment he met her to every single day in the year of their relationship.
Yeah, you gotta fill in 11 minutes, man.
Don't know myself no more. She used to be the life of the party for true. And now she going out hardly up.
You know, at this point, this is more like poetry.
Okay.
I feel like I'm just listening to some dude like at this like cafe and he's just like reading from his notebook right now.
Set it so she's still texting exes trying to get this back session. Clinical depression. Life is a lesson.
So basically, Leslie's in a messy situation where her dude left her, apparently in jail, took off and ran one day, and Dave is trying to tell her that's a blessing somehow.
I mean, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
She's 4 months pregnant. Dave had no fucking clue that she was pregnant. Now, he's saying it's a blessing because he's probably gonna come in, swoop her up, be her new baby daddy.
Is that the situation?
I'm predicting that. I'm predicting
Okay.
that Dave's gonna, or at least help her out. Maybe he's into her, was into her at some point in his life, and he's just helping out a homegirl.
Okay, it's like a knight in shining armor type of situation.
Maybe. Why not help your pregnant friend?
And what, just date her? Just because she's pregnant?
Not
You're
date
desperate?
her. Not date her. Help your friend who is pregnant.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just when he's hitting me, see, I just wanted to disappear. I wasn't living for me. Physically, I shut the fucking door as quick as can be. He's outside asking why.
But Jason's pretty much beating on her now.
Ooh. Shit's like, I'm just listening to it like, oh my god. Like reading a book or something, dude.
The instrumentation's not changing much. I mean, we're about more than halfway through this track. The chorus isn't even dramatic. It's seriously 2 lines, and then it jumps right back into verses. So this is almost like an audiobook being rapped to you. I mean, it's really well written.
Twist it and make it seem like it's your fault. In that train full of people that you're taking, how many Leslies are running from their Jasons?
Dave is really good at his closing lines. This closing line, how many Leslies are running from their Jasons, it can come off a little preachy to some, but you know what? These are messages that need to be said from a male. Like, this is not okay. And I appreciate his attempt to at least look at life from that perspective and convey it in such a well-written message as he did.
It left me feeling some kind of way. Maybe just brought the tone, the mood of everything just back down to earth again. It's such a serious topic, what he was talking about. But like you said, it's a message that needs to be said, right?
Like the day without the night to bring her peace. A song without a voice.
Her voice is absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
How can we do this anymore?
You can never stop learning about yourself.
I didn't really understand the interlude in connection to this song.
Unless like he talked about it in therapy.
Yeah. The song itself was okay. The message was definitely heard and it was impactful. It was very well written. It was a pretty well articulated story. I would say it wasn't the most musically intriguing. It was just kind of flat in the sense of it had the same beat playing on and it was an 11-minute track. So in one sense it kind of tested your patience. It's not something you can just put on like in any situation. It's a very specific situation in which you'd be putting on the song, which is you chilling with some headphones, probably by yourself, you know. It's not something that you're going to be putting on for people to hear at a party or even in your car or you know, it's a very, very deep song, the very heavy message.
But it wasn't really a song. It was more like poetry to me.
Next track is Voices.
Oh my love, I hear voices. Oh my love.
So you trying to tell us that he's like schizophrenic or something? Because he's been saying that he hears voices throughout this entire album. Is there some kind of hidden messaging there?
I can't get now. I can't get out my head.
This is so musically different than the track right before it.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more upbeat. It's funky. It has a bit of an 80s vibe to me because of the drums, like the type of drums they're using. And the fact that the bass is kind of blurting in there, but it's not really that fat of a bass. It sounds contained.
My best friend, I heard a regret, but I don't know him as well as my last few exes. I sleep on my love.
That's what I think when I listen to this song.
The verses really didn't convey why he's hearing voices to me. To me, this isn't as lyrically potent as some of the other tracks. I feel like whenever he goes for fun vibes, he kind of loses his touch a little bit. Like, musically, they're fun, but when I'm looking at the lyrics, I mean, I'm kind of confused sometimes. Like, that first verse didn't really say anything to me.
Even playing with a thing if she ain't 19 on a FIFA thing. I don't care what beef man's in. You can't pull up round here on an Egypt thing.
I really enjoyed the music that he was rapping to. The song, about it. I guess the more that I hear voices in my head, I hear voices, that section, I guess it grew on me a little bit more as the song went on. And I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna be looked at like a crazy person if I'm blasting this or something, or if I'm even singing it, right? Like, I'm gonna be like at work singing,
I hear voices in my head.
like, what the fuck, dude? I'm gonna get drug tested and fucking a lot of shit's gonna happen. Naomi, do you need help? You hearing voices again?
I didn't really understand it, especially because he's saying, all my life I hear voices and they say you're everything I need, but it wasn't really exactly a romantic song. Like, I don't really exactly understand the point of this song completely. And that's why I'm saying I don't feel like this was his most lyrically potent song on the album. I just felt like it was a little surface level, you know? Like, this didn't really feel nearly as engaged lyrically or musically as some of the other tracks.
Up next, the song is Drama, and it's kind of funny because the first song is titled Psycho, so they're starting it with Psycho, ending it with Drama, and that's the name of the album, Psychodrama. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I did. It's like everything in between the Psychodrama, right?
Oh, shit. What other reaction channels have track listing breakdowns like that?
Spoke to each other when I was growing up. I remember trying to build a bridge. I wasn't old enough. I pray I hold the game for as long as you man can hold a grudge.
That was pretty deep. Pretty much Dave was trying to build a relationship amongst his brothers who seemed not to get along, but he just wasn't old enough. So he's like this little kid witnessing the destruction of his family and the type of distance that him and his brothers are going through, but he can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's only online though. They put the mic and soft in a micro. Soft, not eyebrow. Swimming only time I can lie though.
He's actually making me get like emotional with his lyrics.
I like his wordplay a lot. His rhyme schemes, especially in this song in particular, are insane.
Life is at its craziest. Walls started caving in. All the things I've seen would turn atheist.
All the things I've seen would turn atheist. Juice WRLD had a track where he said he would turn an atheist into a believer. Dave's over here saying, nah, man, my shit's so fucking hard. It's the other way around, man. Makes you fucking feel damned.
Even what the devil is. Do you believe that I could illustrate what Streatham is, then break the fourth wall and base Lesley on my relatives?
He went back and did a recall back to his tracks Streatham and Lesley, which are both lengthy story-based songs. And break the fourth wall and base Lesley on my relatives. So it was about somebody he possibly knew, or just, you know, the correlating that story to maybe a few of his relatives, who knows.
The past is just the reason that I came to this. I thank God for the pain because it made me this.
It looks like he looks at his past and it does affect him emotionally, but at the same exact time, it's kind of hard to take anything away because it kind of made you who you are, right? It's like that weird complex that all of us have to deal with. On one hand, all of our bullshit makes us who we are, but then again, all of our bullshit is also what kind of destroys us.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Bro, you know what that means? Say no more, man.
That was okay. The ending, I didn't really need that.
Yeah, the length on that was long. Again, the instrumentation didn't change up a lot on this one. His flow didn't switch up. The outro was a little too long. I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of skits. I'm not a fan of interludes. It just, to me, it takes away from the flow of the music. A lot of these tracks were longer because they needed room for him to tell stories. In this case, I didn't even feel like it was so much of a story. It kind of felt like so all-encompassing. He was trying to talk about everything at once. The song didn't exactly have a clear message. It was really well written. There's a lot of moments of lyrical brilliance in there with a lot of technical rhyme schemes. It just was really, really long.
Like, I feel like the song started out, like, really good, and then it just kind of ended okay.
Yeah, like it stalled out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Alright guys, this is final thoughts where we give our favorite tracks and give the album a rating. So what are your favorite tracks?
There is a few songs that actually made me emotional, and I'm gonna list those as like my top favorites. So it's gonna be Screwface
Capital,
Psycho, and then I also really enjoyed Streatham, Block, Location, Disaster, Environment was okay, and the rest of them were okay for me.
My favorite tracks were Psycho, Streatham, Black, Disaster, Screwface,
Capital.
and Environment. In no particular order. So if you had to give the album an out of 10, what are you giving it?
I'm going to give the album an 8.3.
That's actually kind of funny you just said that, because I was just thinking myself, I want to give it an 8.3 as well. So this is one of the few times we have an exact score match like that. That's funny. This was a really, really good album from an artist I really didn't even know before pushing play. So
For real, I feel like I know a lot about him. I don't know if this is what his previous work, I guess, was like, but wow, you feel like you really get to know the guy and what he's been through in his life, like from start to finish. And, you know, the title, Psychodrama, like his life, he's been through a lot of shit. I get why it's titled that, because it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But it was a really great album.
alright guys, if you like these music reaction videos, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that like button.
Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at hearditnow.
Let us know what you thought of Dave's album, and let us know what you think we should react to next down in the comments.
That's gonna be it, everybody. Bye.